So for a disc which is rotating, with an angular velocity of omega radian per second, the angular momentum vector will also be represented in the same direction as that of the angular velocity, and its magnitude is I omega. So we are interested to find about the torque which is acting on the system, and that torque, how a torque is acting. This is mainly due to certain couple acting on the system, and that couple is known as active gyroscopic couple. So active gyroscopic couple and the torque which is acting on the system, the external torque which is acting on the system, both of them are the same thing. So how can this be represented? So let us see. Initially, we'll consider this vector I omega as OX, and this one is representing the angular momentum I omega. At the next instant, when some torque is acting, when it is traversing a very small angular displacement of del theta, let the new position be x dash. So what is the net change of angular momentum? This is the net change of angular momentum. So we can say that x to x dash, this is what is the active gyroscopic couple, and acting opposite to this in order to balance the system, that will be the reactive gyroscopic couple of magnitude x dash x, and both of them are same thing. So what is x x dash? That can be written as OX this can be written as XX dash, can be written as OX sin del theta, and that is equal to I omega sin del theta. And in the limit, and we know that as del theta is very small, so this can be written as I omega del theta. So this is the change of angular momentum. So what is the rate of change of angular momentum? Is actually the torque or the couple which is acting on the system. So rate of change of angular momentum let us call it by C, angular momentum or the couple which is acting on the system. So C will be equal to, what will be the expression? So this is equal to I omega del theta del t, and in the limit, when del t tends to 0, del theta tends to 0, then the total expression of couple becomes I omega d theta dt, that can be written as I omega omega p. So this is the actual expression of gyroscopic couple which is acting on a rotating body, I omega omega p, where I is the mass moment of inertia of the body, omega is the angular velocity of the rotating disc, omega p is the angular velocity of the axis of precision with respect to which the disc is likely to rotate. So this is the magnitude of gyroscopic couple. So we know that the magnitude remains the same, but in order to bring the system to a dynamic equilibrium condition, we have to apply the reactive gyroscopic couple. So reactive gyroscopic couple will always be acting in the direction opposite to that of the active gyroscopic couple. So if this is the initial vector, if it is rotating to a new position, we know that the active gyroscopic couple that will be acting on the body is of magnitude x x dash in this direction, and opposite to this will be the reactive gyroscopic couple that will be required in order to bring the system under dynamic equilibrium condition. Otherwise, due to the effect of this extra couple that is acting on the system, this will be disturbed from its equilibrium condition, dynamic equilibrium condition. So these are the direction for active and reactive gyroscopic couple, and its magnitude is I omega omega p. So with this idea, we'll proceed towards finding out the effect of gyroscopic action in rotating bodies like that of aeroplane, in case of ships, in case of vehicles, preferably the four-wheel vehicles and the two-wheel vehicles. We'll see the dynamic criteria, the dynamic stability criteria for a four-wheel and a two-wheel vehicle. But before that, we shall first of all look into the effect of gyroscopic couple on an aeroplane. Gyroscopic couple effect. Let us take first of all an example of aeroplane. So if you roughly see into the figure, this is the top view of an aeroplane, and we know that the engines, these are fitted on the wings. And what are the preferable motions of an aeroplane? The preferable motions are either it will steer to the left or it will steer to the right. In that condition, what will be the effect of gyroscopic couple on the body? So the whole effect of the gyroscopic couple is actually being viewed with respect to the position of the propeller. Either we can consider the propeller here or here, both of them refers to the same thing. The main indication gives that is to be given is about the direction of motion of it is about the direction of the axis of motion. So as we know that when the rotor is having a clockwise and anti-clockwise movement, a clockwise movement when seen from the back, the direction of the velocity vector will be in the forward direction. So that means in this case, if it is rotating in this direction when viewed from the back, or in the anti-clockwise direction when viewed from the front, the velocity vector will be acting in this direction. So this one is representing the direction of axis of speed. Now the aeroplane wants to take a turn. Either it can steer to the left or it can steer to the right. What will be the effect of the gyroscopic couple? So for this, we have an aeroplane in our hand and we will be seeing what is the effect. You can very well see these are the engines which are fitted, and obviously the direction of the axis of speed will be generated from the direction of rotation of the propeller or the engine. Now if it is having, you can see, if it is having an anti-clockwise sense of rotation when viewed from the front, that means the velocity vector will be acting in the forward direction. So this is the direction of the velocity vector as seen here. As the plane is moving in this way, the propellers are rotating in the anti-clockwise direction when seen from the front, and so the velocity vector will be in the forward direction. Now the plane wants to take a turn. Either it will steer to the right or it will steer to the left. So in that case, what will happen? Now Suppose let us take for example the plane is steering to the right. Okay. So when the plane is steering to the right, if this is our direction of the velocity vector, now when it is steering to the right, this is also having a movement in this way. That means certain torque is acting in the right direction. So this is the direction of active gyroscopic couple. You can see as the plane is steering to the right. So this will always practice with the right hand thumb rule, with the right hand. So this is the direction of active gyroscopic couple. In order to balance this, we need to apply the reactive gyroscopic couple in the opposite direction. Because you can see as this is flying in the air, it does not have any contact with any one of the surface. So it has to it will adjust itself as per the torque acting on the system in order to keep the condition for dynamic equilibrium. So how this will maintain? So when the plane is steering to the right, this is the direction of active gyroscopic couple. You can see what is the sense of motion. The active gyroscopic couple in this way, in this particular case, is actually sensing in the forward direction. And opposite to this is the reactive gyroscopic couple. And you can see the fingers are pointing in the downward direction. That means the sense of couple will be in the downward direction. So when the plane is steering to the right, automatically in order to maintain the condition for dynamic equilibrium, its nose will dip down and its tail will raise up. And by this type of movement, it will take a right turn. Where you can see the nose is actually pointing in the downward direction and the tail has risen up. Why this is happening? Because when this is taking a right turn, this becomes the direction of active gyroscopic couple and this becomes the direction of reactive gyroscopic couple. You can see the sense of the reactive gyroscopic couple. It is acting in the downward direction. So as this is acting in the downward direction, so when the plane is taking the right turn, its nose will be pointing in the downward direction and the tail will rise up and then it will take a turn. So this is the beauty of gyroscopic couple. In this way, you can balance the effect of gyroscopic couple and the system totally remains under dynamic equilibrium condition. Now if we follow the opposite thing, when the plane is taking a left turn, we can see that this is the direction of axis of spin. So when the plane is taking the left turn, this is the direction of active gyroscopic couple pointing in the downward direction. And in order to balance this, we have to apply the reactive gyroscopic couple that is actually pointing in the upward direction. So the reactive gyroscopic couple should point in the upward direction. If it is so, then when the plane is taking the the plane is taking the left turn, then automatically its nose will be pointing upward and the tail will dip down and then it will make a movement like this. So this is the beauty. When the plane is taking the left turn, its nose will rise up and the tail will dip down and then it will take a turn like this. Otherwise, if it is taking a right turn, then the nose will dip down and the tail will rise up and then it will take a movement rotation like this. So this is the beauty for aeroplane and this is the effect of gyroscopic couple acting on an aeroplane. Either it will move like this or it will move like this. Okay? In the left direction, the nose will point in the upward direction and the tail will dip down, and for the right direction movement, the nose will dip down and the tail will raise up and then it will move like this. Either like this way movement or like a this way movement. So this is the effect of gyroscopic couple on an aeroplane. Next, we'll see the effect of gyroscopic couple on a ship. But remember one thing, whether this is aeroplane or a ship, the magnitude of active gyroscopic couple remains the same, that is I omega omega p. Now suppose if the plane has got 4 engines, so automatically the magnitude of active gyroscopic couple will be 4 times I omega omega p. Okay. Now we will see the effect of gyroscopic couple on a ship. Now when we look into the front view of a ship is something like this. This is the axis and we can see this is the rotor, and so this is the cut view of a ship, the cut section of a ship. We are seeing the top view, and this part is known as stern, S-T-E-R-N, stern. This is called bow, this is called port, and this is called starboard. This end of the ship, the back end of the ship is called stern, the front end of the ship is called bow, the right side is called starboard, and the left side is called port. So you can see this is the side view of a ship. So in a ship there are three types of movement occurring simultaneously. What are those? If you take for example this is ship, then there are three types of movement. What is that? One, when the ship moves with the waves, then this is known as pitching effect. This is pitching. When the ship is moving forward with the wave, this is called pitching. When the ship is either steering to the left or right like this is called steering action. And during the movement, you can see that there is water surface here. So automatically the ship will get inclined on its own axis, either in the left direction or in the right direction. This is called rolling. So three types of movement occur simultaneously. Number one is pitching. Number one is steering. Number two is pitching. Pitching means moving up and down with the waves. And number three is rolling. When the ship is itself having sidewise movement, rolling action, due to the effect of these forces which are acting on the ship, like the wave, the tidal force and other things, it needs to maintain the balance. So it actually rolls with respect to its own axis. So these are the three movements, and in all this movement we'll see whether there is some gyroscopic effect of gyroscopic couple or not. We'll find out whether some gyroscopic couple is acting on the system or not, and what is the actual effect of gyroscopic couple, and how to minimize the effect of the gyroscopic couple acting on the system. So first, steering. As you can see that there is the engine and this is the propeller. So automatically it also gives us an idea that the velocity vector or the angular velocity vector or the momentum vector, whatever we say, I omega, that will be acting in the forward direction as this is moving in this way, and the propeller is actually making an anti-clockwise sense of rotation when viewed from the front, from this side. The propeller is having a movement like this. So this is the direction of the vector. Now the ship wants to steer either to the right side or it wants to steer either in the left direction. The effect will be similar to that of an aeroplane. When the ship is steering to the right direction, as you can see, the ship is steering to the right direction. That means it is steering, taking the starboard into action. It is steering to the right direction. What will happen? Suppose this is the front portion of the ship and this is steering to the right direction. So this will be the direction of active gyroscopic couple. Opposite to this, in order to balance this couple, we need to apply the reactive gyroscopic couple that will be acting in the opposite direction. That means towards left. So what is the sense of the reactive gyroscopic couple? That is acting in the downward direction. So what does it indicate? It indicates the downward direction. It indicates that when the ship is taking a turn, this portion, the starboard portion, this portion, the starboard, this will just go down and the port portion will move up. Okay? In this way, it will take a, in order to balance the magnitude of the active gyroscopic couple, it needs to move in such a way that this portion, when it is moving in this way, this portion, the starboard, the inclination will take place along the starboard side and the port portion will raise up. Then only it can take a perfect movement, an angular movement in the right direction. Similarly, when it is taking a turn in the left direction, opposite thing will happen. In the left direction, this is the direction of active gyroscopic couple and this is the direction of reactive gyroscopic couple. So what is the sense of reactive gyroscopic couple? The reactive gyroscopic couple is acting in the upward direction. So when it is acting in the upward direction, that means this bow portion should actually move in the upward direction and the stern should dip down. That means when the ship is steering to the left, the front portion should move in the upward way and the back portion, that is the stern portion, should dip down and then it will take a movement like this. Okay, so this is the nature of the movement when it is taking the left turn. And when it is taking the right turn, what will happen? The bow portion will dip down as it gets inclined towards the starboard portion. The bow portion gets dipped down and the back portion, that is the stern, has to rise up. So it has to move as per the wave. So when it is taking a turn like this portion will dip down and this portion will raise up. Okay, so it will steer to the right by this particular procedure. So this is what is the effect of steering either in the right direction or in the left direction. This is about steering and this is similar to that of an aeroplane. The main thing is the pitching one. So let us see what is this pitching. Pitching means as the waves are coming, the ship will automatically move in the upward and downward direction like this. With respect to its own longitudinal axis, it will move in the upward and downward direction. So it indicates that there will be certain movement either in the upward direction or following the upward movement there will be certain downward movement. So this is known as pitching movement. Okay, where the maximum angle traversed, let this be phi, either in the upward or in the downward movement. Phi is the angle. As per the geometry of the ship, as per the basic design principle of the ship, it is designed to have a maximum movement of angle phi in the upward or in the downward direction. And as per the waves that are approaching towards the ship, we can assume that at any point of time, let it make an angle of theta. In the upward direction, or it can be in the downward direction also. But we know that the maximum magnitude of theta is actually phi. It is based upon the design consideration of the ship. This is theta and this is phi. So this is the pitching action which is taking place in a ship. The pitching action. So now let us have the first condition. When it is moving in the upward direction, what will happen? So when it is moving in the upward direction, you can see this is the direction of the velocity vector or angular momentum vector. This is the direction of the vector. When it is moving in the upward way, then automatically I am making a couple, or I am allowing a couple to act in the system in the upward direction. So this is your active gyroscopic couple. You can see what is the sense of the active gyroscopic couple, that is in this way. The sense of active gyroscopic couple is in the right direction. So in order to neutralize this, we need to apply the reactive gyroscopic couple that will be applied in the downward direction. And what is the direction of the reactive gyroscopic couple? It is towards the right. So that means when the ship is pitching in the upward direction, it has actually to turn through a certain angle in the right direction. Otherwise it will not be able to balance the forces which are acting, balance the forces and the moments which are acting on the system. It will pitch in the upward direction, but side by side it has to turn somewhat towards the right direction. Then only it will be able to balance. Now similarly, when the ship is pitching in the downward direction, what will happen? If the ship is pitching in the downward direction, So when in the downward direction, this is your active gyroscopic couple, and opposite to this is the reactive gyroscopic couple. You can see the sense of the reactive gyroscopic couple. It is acting in the left direction. So when it is moving in the downward direction, again the ship has to steer towards the left. So such a complicated is the movement of a ship when it is actually subjected to the pitching action, that is when it is moving over the waves. When it is moving in the upward direction, it has to steer towards the left, and when it again falls in the downward direction, it has to steer towards the right. So you can assume the nature of the movement, it is something like this type of movement occurring continuously. When it is moving in the upward direction, it has to steer towards the left, and when it again moves in the downward direction, it has to steer towards the right. So this type of complicated motions are occurring in the ship continuously in order to keep the system under dynamic equilibrium condition. Is this clear? When it moves in the upward direction, steer towards the right, towards the left, and when it falls, that means when the wave has passed through, when it will fall, that means downward pitching, so it has to steer towards the left. So this type of movement will occur continuously in a ship. So such a complex is the movement of ship. This is known as pitching action. So now let us see how we can express theta in terms of phi. At any point of time, we can write theta, as this is undergoing a simple harmonic motion. We are assuming that this is undergoing a simple harmonic motion with a time period of suppose t or tp, whatever we write, the standard time period tp. So under this condition, we can write theta equal to phi sin, suppose omega 1t, theta equal to phi sin omega 1t, where omega 1 is the angular velocity of the axis of speed. So theta equal to phi sin omega 1t. And we know that the magnitude of this velocity, okay, let us write it phi sin omega t. And we know that the magnitude of reactive or active gyroscopic couple, whatever we say, this is I omega p, where I is the mass moment of inertia of the whole ship, omega is this angular velocity of the axis of speed, and omega p is the angular velocity of the axis of precision. Remember, in this case, in the case of pitching, when it is moving in this way, the axis of precision will be acting in this particular way. When it is undergoing some steering action, then this is your axis of precision. And when it is undergoing the pitching action, this is the axis of precision. So with respect to this axis of precision, it will move in the upward or downward direction. So omega p in that case will be, how to find omega p? Omega p is actually d theta dt. So this can be written as phi omega cos omega. This is the magnitude of omega p, phi omega cos omega p. And we know that omega p will be maximum when cos omega t equal to 1. So maximum value of this equal to phi omega. Now under this condition, we can see, we can also, so omega p max equal to phi omega. This is the maximum value of omega p max. So if we put this value, we will get the magnitude of this equal to C equal to I into omega into phi omega. So I omega square into phi. After all, we can express phi in terms of time period also. So ultimately we will get the expression. So a detailed note about this will be given, that will be provided in your class. But now let us have a look into this action. So this was about the steering and pitching. Now let us come to rolling. What is actually happening in case of rolling? Rolling means the ship will either roll in the right direction or in the left direction, like this. Now, one important thing for gyroscopic action to take place, always remember, the axis of precision should always be perpendicular to the axis of speed. In previous two cases we have seen, in case of pitching, in case of steering, we have seen that this is the axis of speed and the axis of precision is always perpendicular to that. In case of pitching action also, we have seen the axis of precision is perpendicular to the axis of spin. But in case of rolling, what is happening? This is the axis of spin and the rolling action is taking place, you can say, in a circumferential fashion to the axis of spin. So that means we can consider that the rolling axis and the spinning axis, both of them are same, or we can say they are parallel to each other. So if they are parallel to each other, there is no question of any gyroscopic action to take place when the ship is being subjected to any type of steering action. Sorry, any type of rolling action, because rolling is taking place with respect to its own axis. So both the axis of precision and the axis of spin, they are same, or we can say they are parallel to each other. So in that case, there is no gyroscopic action when the ship is subjected to rolling motion. So this is all about steering and this is all about pitching. So the gyroscopic effect on a ship is about the steering action and the pitching action. So this is about the gyroscopic effect on an aeroplane and a ship. In the next class, we will discuss in details about the gyroscopic action in case of vehicles, in case of a four-wheel vehicles, in case of a two-wheel vehicle, how the stability conditions are being maintained. In case of four-wheel vehicle, when the ship is taking, when the vehicle is taking a particular turn either in the left or in the right, which wheel is the most important in terms of design criteria so that the whole vehicle does not get overturned. What is the design criteria or what is the stability criteria in case of a two-wheel vehicle? What should be the minimum banking angle or what should be the maximum angle of inclination for a vehicle? That all will be discussed and elaborated in the next class. Thank you very much.